What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm at a really cool little spot on the way back from a nice trip in Munising, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, kind of capturing some fall colors. And I stopped at this little place. I saw it on the way up, and I saw this old school playground, and it just looked super playful, being playful and stopping at places that most people would just drive by. So as you see, got a nice little Lake Superior behind me, and I wanted to do a little video at least talking about the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. So this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is my old iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I never really honestly loved and I never vibed with, and I always kind of had issues with it. So a lot of times, especially when flying drones, this thing would auto dim all the time when it got hot. I haven't really had the chance to test this iPhone Pro 13 Max yet. I did fly my Atort with it, and I did fly my Inspire 2 with it, and so far I've had no issues. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, just so you guys are aware, is just that much brighter at around 1000 nit. I think it peaks out at 1200 nit, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max peaked out, I believe, at 800 nit. So it may not seem a huge difference, but it is just that much brighter, that much crisper with the iOS 15. And in my opinion, I had no real luck with my iPhone 12, so to me, it's worth the upgrade. The macro ability is pretty amazing, but at the same time, I honestly feel that there's almost too much computational photography going on with these iPhones nowadays. Sometimes you just want to take a shot, and it's doing all kinds of stuff in camera, and you don't really know what's going on. It's changing the depth of field, and even the cinematic video mode, it seems like it may have some purpose, and I did a couple little tests with it, but it seemed like it hunted a lot. And if you go real shallow, like wide open f2.8, it just didn't seem to be something that I would want to mess around with. Maybe with an interview or something, I'm not sure. I didn't really put it to the test. But again, I understand that there's a limit with the iPhone size and sensor, so that's how they kind of get their workaround, is with the computational side of things. But to me, there's almost too much of it going on with this iPhone and with the new iOS for my actual liking. Like when you just go to use the regular camera and you take a shot, it kind of wants to do this little certain thing. I'll put a little screenshot right now of what I'm talking about. So say you're just trying to focus, you really almost don't even know what the camera is doing or what it's trying to do. It just seems almost too complex for the average person, and even for someone who's familiar with photography and iPhone photography. I mean, I felt like back in the day, even with my iPhone 6, I got an Apple campaign out of it. It was more simplistic. The camera just did what it did, but it did it actually really exceptionally well. Now there's so much going on, you almost get confused by all the computational stuff happening under the hood. So as far as flying drones is concerned, again, I haven't thankfully had it auto dim and force dim on me while flying, which I'm sure is now going to happen because I just jinxed myself. But the brightness is just that much brighter. If you go back and forth and kind of hold them side by side, it doesn't actually seem that much brighter, but it is just a little bit brighter and a little bit crisper. And I think the iPhone 13 is just a polished 12 essentially. Everything's a little bit more refined. I don't think the 12 actually should have even came out the way it did, because I always had issues with it. There was issues from the beginning with the 5G and dropping connection and auto dimming and just all kinds of stuff that seemed problematic. So if you are debating whether or not to upgrade, Personally, I don't miss the 12 at all. I can't wait to get this thing out of my sight. It is kind of nice to have both because you can do a video, for example, about the 13 with the 12, but I'll show you some comparison videos, and I don't think the 13 is going to be that much better all around. I know you can shoot ProRes out of Filmic Pro, at least for now, with the 13 Pro Max, so that's pretty amazing knowing that we can shoot ProRes on an iPhone. And you know, with that being said, there isn't a whole lot to say. I'm not going to do a very in-depth comparison right now. I just want to let people know who maybe are wondering about the drone side of things. It's still a 6.7-inch display. It is, again, brighter than the 12, and so far it's been pretty good. Other than some of the computational stuff I still haven't figured out, and it feels like it's almost getting in the way of my creativity capturing with the phone. It just seems like it's wanting to kick into this macro mode, which gives it a really shallow depth of field, and it's not really doing what I want, and it's not a pleasant look. The actual cool thing about the iPhone when it first started to come out, like the iPhone 4 even, the 5, the 6, it had such an amazing depth of field. You had so much focus everywhere. It was really unique to photography. And I think that's what Apple honestly kind of got away from. Now they're trying to just do traditional photography with this really shallow depth of field, thinking it's actually what people want. And to me, I actually love the fact that it had such sharp focus throughout the frame. I thought that was the most unique thing about the iPhone and the iPhone camera. Now they're just trying to replicate another camera with the f2.8 lens or something, like a fast lens piece of glass, and I don't think they're doing that great of a job. So they're trying to maybe do too much with this iPhone camera, when in reality they should have just refined what they were kind of going for in the beginning with the 4, 5, and 6 cameras, and maybe refined it with one shallow depth of field option or something like that. But just a little short video. Again, the iPhone 13 seems to be a more refined camera and phone than the 12. It definitely seems a little bit brighter when flying the drone, and as I said, thank God I haven't had an auto or forced dim on me, so there's that. So I'm hoping that this is a better iPhone for drone flying. And again, there's other options out there. I didn't have great luck with the triple tech. They just came out with an 8-inch tablet. There's actually no better flying experience than using what these manufacturers like DJI and Autel designed the apps to be flown with. And the Autel Explorer, the DJI Fly, and the Go 4 app, they were all intended to be flown with Android or iOS, not with the triple tech tablet, for example. So even when I talked to Autel support, they said that basically they can't guarantee anything when you're using a triple tech, no matter how great they seem to be and what kind of luck people may be having. And again, I had my Autel Explorer app crashing me a ton of times with the triple tech. So to me, stability is huge with the flying experience, because if you don't have a stable device and a stable connection, everything creativity-wise kind of goes to shit, basically, because even with my Inspire 2, there's so much that goes on within the app and with that drone and all these kinds of settings. If you have something start to mess up on you, it basically takes away from your flying and your creating, and that's not what we want as drone pilots and creators. So anyway, little quick video. If it helped you guys at all, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and no notification bell. And I will do a more thorough review on this phone with some more examples on some of the different modes like cinematic and ProRes and all kinds of good stuff. So that's it, guys. Aloha. Bye.